we don't even have time to refute all of those lies, the mistruths, but Steve Forbes is here to try and do it. Where do you even want to start?
Poor God, when he invokes God for this stuff. If he was Pinocchio, his nose would be higher than the Eiffel Tower on that. In the fourth quarter, yeah, 2.9%. But look what's behind it. Half of it was inventories. So they're building up inventories. If you don't have a strong economy, that's going to be a real dead weight on the economy. Wages are still falling behind inflation. In terms of business investment, that's lagging as well. You look at the purchasing managers, manufacturers, and service companies, those numbers are way down. So the economy really had a bad month in December, and it's going to have a rough time in the first quarter, second quarter of this year. The theologians in economics may finally decide this is a real downturn.
He said, I'm not sure the news could have been any better.
Well, when you're Joe Biden, what else are you going to say? He has a 2.9% number. He counts on the fact that a lot of the media will ignore what's actually behind those numbers. And then what are they going to say after the first quarter? Oh, when the Republicans took over Congress, everything fell apart. How? How did they do it?
Steve, you bring up an interesting point, because you're right. Joe Biden lies, and the media covers up for it. Unless he's lying about Republicans. He says Republicans want to cut Social Security and Medicare, which they do not. But the media picks up that lie, and they run with it all day long.
Well, and it's repetition. And this is one of the things I hope our guys and gals get in Congress, is they're going to be smashed on all of that stuff. And they got to have a positive program when they go in these negotiations. And there will be negotiations with the debt ceiling where they occupy the high moral ground. We want to cut your taxes. We want to reduce your gasoline prices. We want to have more drilling so you don't have to worry about Saudi Arabia and Venezuela and Putin's mood in terms of getting the fuel you need. And so that's how they fight it. But you can't be on defense. We got to go on offense in a very positive way, the way Reagan did.
Yeah, happy warriors.
Yeah.
In terms of what he was saying about cut your Social Security and Medicare, and at some point, these programs need to be fixed. It's not about cutting. It's about fixing. And Rick Scott's coming up with us, the senator, and he puts out one plan at the beginning of last year, and that one idea, and it wasn't about cutting Social Security or Medicare, it was used against all Republicans. The Medicare Hospital Trust Fund, and I will say this until I'm blue in the face, it runs out of money in 5 years, and there's an immediate benefit cut of 10% or to 90 cents on the dollar. And that's how much the tax revenue can support, and that's one sliver. But right now, a retired couple takes out 3 to 1 what they put in. Basically, for every dollar they put into Medicare, they take out $3. And it can't go on, but nobody wants to talk about it because they're in politics.
You can't, yeah.
Well, on Social Security, fortunately, if you have any semi-decent economy, there's still enough resources to meet the obligations of those who are on the system or about to go on the system for the next 5 or 10 years. A little bit of productivity goes a long ways. What you want to do is start laying the groundwork for a new system for younger people, where a portion of their payroll tax goes into a personal account, where it can grow with the economy, and they'd end up with 2 to 3 times the retirement benefits than people are getting today. On the health care side, the way you don't fall in the trap of saying we want to do this or that to Medicare is have the patients in charge of health care, and that's beginning to happen. If we keep the current system in health care, it's all going to go kablooey. The whole system's going to go kablooey. But you're already starting to see what happens, and I'll give you one quick example. Surgery Center of Oklahoma, they don't take any health insurance. Their prices, even though their surgeons are all board certified, excellent results, 30% of a typical hospital. That's the way you go. And go on also Sesame Care. Go on sesamecare.com, and you'll start to see the equivalent of Priceline and other things in terms of prices on medical care. Because people now have to pay more out of pocket, because every company now has a high deductible plan. So you're paying more out of pocket. People are becoming aware of what these things cost, and they want to know what the prices are up front.
They want to shop it. I'm going to make one last point before we have to go. That America wasn't built on Wall Street. America was built on Main Street. We all agree with that, right? But look where the big banks on Wall Street, who they give their money to? because I follow this in politics, they give all the Democrats. Look at middle America, Main Streets. Who do they give to? They're like, Republicans are fighting for me. Wall Street loves Democrats and the Democrat Party.
But I can answer this for Steve, but Wall Street is how you fund entrepreneurs. That's how you grow America.
I know,
Wall Street is just a street. It's how you raise capital to grow America's greatest businesses. Steve Forbes.
Yes.
Joe Biden
well said.
demonizing his vote.
Couldn't have said it better. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
You're the best.
That's why I wanted to be on the show.
You're great.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you.